Okay, so husband's called, battery's died, memory's been full. Maybe, just maybe, this time around, I can get this video out and get it edited and get it to you. And maybe, just maybe, I don't know. Oh no, here we go. Here we go. Fourth time is the charm, right? Right, that's how this goes. Here we go. So, hi, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Wendy. I write speculative fiction and horror, and today we are here with an AuthorTube tag. It is called Would You Rather Tag. I found it on Carpenter's channel. It's got 20 questions, so let's go ahead and get into it. First question is, have a male main character or a female main character? I write mostly female main characters because that is my perspective. That is what I know. I have written male in the past. It's just I prefer females. Number 2, wake up before dawn every day to write or stay up into the early morning hours to write. I am a night creator. Like, all of my creativity, all of my thought process and everything comes to me at night. So I'm definitely right into the early morning hours person. I have tried to be a morning person, and I basically just wind up sitting in front of the computer doing nothing. So yeah, definitely a night writer. Night Rider. Remember that show? That was a good show. Talking car, and anyways. Is it Hasselhoff? Anyways. Ranting. Anyways. On to question number 3. Write a book that is torturous to write, but which is very popular, or write a book that is fun to write, but which is only known by a small audience. I would rather write the fun book that is known by a small audience, because if I have to write it, that means I have to edit it, that means I have to read it billions and billions of times, and I would rather just write something fun that I enjoy, because I know if I enjoy it, then my readers will enjoy it, and that's all that matters to me. So definitely the second one. Number 4, write a sci-fi story or a fantasy story. I prefer fantasy, basically because you can get away with making up the scientific information in fantasy. Sci-fi stories, you do have to do a little bit of research and have some nugget of truth in there when you're making up why things are the way they are. And as I love researching, don't get me wrong, like, that's one of the best parts of being a writer, is looking up stuff and learning new stuff. But at the same time, getting all the technical details down and all the names and stuff can be a little much. So I prefer fantasy story. I have attempted sci-fi, but it didn't work out as well. Mainly because of what I said. So, fantasy stories, for sure. Number 5, use first person or third person. I use first person in most of my stories now. I started out writing in third person, and then found out I was writing in third person omnipresent, and I wasn't doing it very well. So I switched my views to first person, and that is where I'm at now. Number 6, meet any character of any book, short story in real life for one day, or personally know any author you wish. I would rather know Chuck Wendig. He is an amazing author. He wrote the Kick-Ass Writer book, the Damn Fine Story book, and I love his writing and his stories, and following him on his blog and on Twitter is interesting, so I'd rather know him in real life. And yeah, just my opinion. So number 7, only be able to write your book in scenes from end to beginning, or only be able to write in scenes and jump around in the timeline randomly. I am definitely a write the scenes from beginning to end type of person. I don't do well jumping scenes. I forget things. Sometimes things don't make sense. Sometimes I just prefer a chronological order when I'm writing from beginning to end. That way I can go back and fix it from beginning to end. Number 8, only be able to write dialogue if you act out the voices out loud, or only be able to write action if you act it out in real life. I have to act out the voices out loud. I will literally, if I can't get a conversation right in my head, I will sit there and go outside and talk myself through it, through the characters' voices. Acting out in real life, I definitely wind up hurting myself. So no, that is a no-go. Not going to happen. Number 9. Publish with the most successful publishing house in your genre, but have to wait 2 years to see your book in print, or self-publish with no expense or marketing assistance, but see your book in print within 3 months. I want to do both. Well, okay. I've self-published. I am a self-published author. And I love I loved the control I had over my story. And when it was done, and I got to do the book cover and plan all of my marketing things. Even if it wasn't that great, of a release, I still managed to plan it myself. And if I wanted to take the book down, I can. If I wanted to praise it or discount it, I can. It's completely within my control. I absolutely love that. That being said, if I ever had the opportunity to publish a story with a publishing house, I would sorry, that's my kid. If I ever had the chance to actually publish with a successful publishing house, I would totally wait the 2 years just to see my book in print and get that opportunity to be both indie published and to be a both self-published and a traditionally published author. That'd be cool. That'd be great. Either way, I would have fun with it. I would enjoy it. Number 10, write a goofy story or write a serious story. I have a goofy story. I prefer a mix of the two. When I'm reading a serious story, I like to see some humor in it, some comedy, even if it's dark humor and you're like, oh my god, I probably should have said that right then and there. But I do like to mix it up. Even in this current story that I'm writing, my haunted house story, I have parts that I'm like, probably shouldn't do that, but I do. So mixing, I want to mix. I know that wasn't a would you rather. Actually, that is actually a would you rather type thing. I've done goofy stories. I have done the goofy stories. We'll get into that, but mix them up. Number 11, has an authorial voice that always sounds like the narrator from Planet Earth, or have an authorial voice that sounds like Captain Kirk. I don't even have to finish that story. I want Captain Kirk's voice. Authorial voice that sounds like Captain Kirk. Because that's just so much more fun. The Planet Earth guy, don't get me wrong. Obviously he does good what he does, but he also puts me to sleep. I don't think Captain Kirk could put me to sleep. And also, this is a very important question. Is it the original Captain Kirk, or is it the new Captain Kirk? Because my question is it William Shatner that we're hearing, or is it Chris Pine? Those are two very different, distinct voices there. You didn't specify, but being as it's Captain Kirk, I would still prefer Captain Kirk. I just need to know details here. Is it William Shatner, or is it Pine? Sorry, I'm nerding off on here. I apologize. I answered the question. I apologize. Let me read it. Number 12. Write a story knowing that you have to kill off the main character eventually, or write a story knowing that everyone the main character is close to will eventually have to kill off. You will... Oh shit. Right, okay. Number 12. Write a story knowing that you will have to kill off the main character eventually, or write a story knowing that everyone the main character is close to you will eventually have to kill off. Oh god. I preferred the story where about the main character eventually losing everyone, mainly because I put a loophole in it, and it was because the main character is a reaper. and I put a loophole in it. Don't question me, okay? It's just what I did. So I definitely preferred writing the story where the character knew that eventually everybody she loved would be killed off. I did not enjoy killing my main character. I loved the story. It's good. I'm proud of it. At the same time, I did not enjoy doing it. I think I cried every single time I got to that ending. So definitely the second one there. Number 13. Leave your ending somewhat open and bittersweet, or leave your ending on a cliffhanger. It's not the same thing. Prefer to leave my story somewhat open and bittersweet. Like, you get the vibe that things are going to happen. Other things are going to happen. There's a possibility that there's a definite possibility that the story is going to continue, but you're not going to get that story, rather than a cliffhanger. I like cliffhanger stories. I will read them, and I will go and buy the new one right away. But I also prefer the bittersweet kind of open stories more when I'm writing them. Have your cover art designed by Tim Burton, or have your cover designed by Tim Burton? Tim the man. I like Stan Lee. Don't get me wrong. He is an absolutely great creator. Rest in peace, man. But Tim Burton is more my style. I love his claymations. I love his storylines. Just absolutely brilliant director. Number 15. Write in many different genres, or write in only one genre. I like to write in many genres. I don't always share what I'm writing in those other genres, but I like to play around with them simply because I like to get a feel for them so I can add them to the genre that I do publish in. So, so definitely writing in many different genres just to get that experience. You know, you need, as a writer, you need a wide range of experiences, and that includes genre hopping. You need to be able to pull elements that you like from everything to make your story better. I think the ones that are like mixed genres are some of the best stories out there. So, anyways, different genres. Number 16. Write physical disability or mental disability. Ooh, mental illness. Ooh, that's a hard one. I think I would rather write a physical disability, only because the mental part is a little bit trickier. Because mental disability, not everyone has the same experiences with it. You could talk to 20 different people and they would all have 20 different experiences. Physical disability, depending on the disability, it's all pretty much the same experience. If you're writing about a character with no legs, then yeah, it's gonna be like the same rehab, getting used to it, learning to do new things. All of that's gonna be pretty much the same. Yeah, it's gonna be their way of doing it, their own experience in learning to deal with all this and everything, but it's going to be the same how-tos. Whereas mental illness, there is no cookie cutter way for people to deal with things. Everything has to be adjusted and balanced to the specific person. So I'd rather write a physical disability if I had to, if I ever chose to. Yeah. Have an orphaned main character. Number 17. Have an orphaned main character with good friends, or a main character with a good-sized family and family problems. That's a hard one. I like to write characters with a good-sized family and family problems in them, simply because I'm used to that family lifestyle. I know what to expect from it. I know how it goes. I also have written orphan characters before with good friends, but I do prefer the good-sized family problems. Storyline's better. It makes for... Both of them are touchy. Both of them can get in the feels, but I like the family dynamics. Number 18. Write the sex scene or not write the sex scene. I don't like writing sex scenes. I do not like writing them. They make me feel uncomfortable. They are not my cup of tea. I won't do it. When I wrote fan fiction, I wrote sex scenes and I published them, and I always thought they sounded absolutely horrendous. I was like, this is so cringe. Why am I publishing this? But I did it, and it's there. It's in fan fiction world. Whatever. Number 19, write about uncertain dangers and intrigue, or write about direct confrontation and violence. I like writing about uncertain dangers and intrigue. I like not telling my readers exactly what the main character is facing, what dangers they are facing. I like the mystery of it, like the suspense. So definitely write about uncertain dangers and intrigue for that one. Number 20, have to answer any question put to you by your fans, or have no fans asking you questions. It's a good question, because the fans can get nosy. Like, I've been part of Q&As, and fans are freaking nosy. People are nosy. Like, they want to know everything there is. So, I don't know. I would go with the would have to answer any question put to you by your fans. I would rather answer that one than have no fans asking. Because if you have no fans asking, that means you have no readers, and that means that you are writing to a big fat void of nobody, and nobody's enjoying your stories. Whereas if you have fans asking questions, that means they are readers and they like your stuff and they're there to get to know you better. So number 20, I would definitely rather answer the questions than have no questions asked. So yeah, that was it. That was the 20 questions for Would You Rather. I hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, I found this on JC Carpenter's channel, and she's got the original on there. I'll also link it to the original creator as well. And if you like this, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more of this content, then subscribe. I'll be around, and I will see you all next time.